Hello class, I am your instructor Ms. Jasmine Phillips. Once you pick a topic or two, it is important to make sure that it is possible to write a good paper about this topic. In American academic writing, we usually need to have reputable sources to support our argument. If I want to write an essay about school uniforms, I need to be able to find information about school uniforms. If I want to write an essay about smoking cigarettes, I need to be able to find good information about smoking and its dangers. Your instructor will tell you what sources are acceptable in their class. If your school has a library, that is a good place to do your research and get advice from the librarians about sources. However, if you have to look on your own, you need to keep some things in mind. For a source to be reputable, you have to know where it is getting its information. Places like Facebook and other social media may be interesting, but the people who post there do not have to tell you where their information comes from. This is a problem, since you have no way of checking whether they are telling the truth. Usually, important newspapers like the New York Times or the Washington Post, or important radio programs, such as National Public Radio, would be good sources. However, it is important to check with your instructor to make sure. Some instructors will want you to limit your research to a particular type of information, or a particular database. If you are using a news source, such as a newspaper, make sure that you use factual articles rather than editorials or opinion pages. If you are not sure how to tell the difference, look for a section title to tell you what kind of articles are included. Notice that some news publications have been accused of bias, and some selectively publish only information that presents a certain side of a story. Talk to your instructor or a librarian to find out more about which publications work best for your paper in your class. Once you select a source or several sources to look through, look for articles that are not too short, because those might not have all the information you need, but also not too long, because they may be difficult to get through. Make sure you can read and understand your article. If it is full of confusing new vocabulary and technical jargon, it might not be the right article for you. Make sure you understand what you are reading, and it is relevant to the argument you want to make. You will need several different sources for your essay. Your teacher will tell you how many different sources you need to find. Once you have found the sources you plan to use, make sure you read through them carefully and understand them well. If they do not feel relevant, if they are hard to understand, or if you do not see where the information comes from, continue looking for a better source. If you find that there are no good sources of information for a particular topic, you can get help from a librarian, your instructor, or a tutor. If they cannot help you find good sources, consider looking at a different topic. Your paper will be difficult to write if you cannot find good material. Good luck.